So much of life seems to be lived on these unseen currents. The body just moves through its day with a quiet, certain rhythm. And the mind, well, it just follows along, really, like a passenger on a very familiar route. There's no sense of command, no real decision-making, just a feeling of flow.
It's as if the hands themselves know the buttons, and your feet just know the path. We settle into this kind of practiced grace, where a whole lifetime of repetition gets distilled into one single, fluid motion. And that's how we find ourselves carried from one moment to the next by this powerful momentum of habit.
And, in this state, there's a really profound sense of comfort. The mind is free to drift, unburdened by the actual mechanics of its own existence. It all becomes this one seamless experience, a life lived almost without the friction of conscious thought.
But what happens if we intentionally break that flow? What gets revealed when we place a deliberate obstacle right in the path of that unconscious current?
Think about it. Just take a simple object, like a toothbrush, and place it in your other hand. Suddenly, there's this deep feeling of foreignness. A task you've done 10,000 times feels brand new again. That smooth, automatic motion is just gone. It's replaced by this clumsy, halting effort that demands every bit of your attention.
Or what about something like writing your own name? You encounter this immediate and really deep frustration. The hand just doesn't seem to obey. The letters come out looking crude, almost infantile. It can feel like a strange kind of betrayal of yourself, this simple act of identity made impossibly difficult.
And that feeling, that difficulty, we can call it resistance. And what's interesting is, it isn't a sign that you're failing. Not at all. It's simply a neurological reality. It's the mind encountering the edge of a path that's been worn down for years, and now it's being asked to forge a new one through untouched wilderness.
You can see the same thing happen when a primary sense is taken away. If you close your eyes and just try to draw a simple shape, you can almost feel your mind scrambling for its bearings. It's forced to build new maps, to rely on memory and touch to navigate a world it can no longer see.
And then there's the friction of internal conflict. Your mind sees the word red, but the letters themselves are colored blue. And in that one moment, two automatic impulses, the impulse to read the word and the impulse to name the color, are thrown into direct opposition. In that tiny split second, a kind of internal battle just happens. A powerful automatic response has to be consciously overridden. It's the signal fighting the noise, a deliberate intention working to suppress this deep ingrained habit of a lifetime of reading. This same struggle appears whenever we try to impose order on chaos. Looking at a field of scattered numbers, trying to find a sequence, it requires this constant, directed effort. Our minds, it seems, would prefer to just wander, to see the whole picture. But here, they're being forced to focus, to hunt for one single detail at a time.
In all these moments of deliberate difficulty, we eventually reach a point of peak resistance. It's that exact moment the mind just wants to quit, to retreat back to the comfort and the ease of the familiar path. That impulse to return to the automatic state, it can feel overwhelming.
But it's right here, right in the heart of that struggle, that something else is revealed. This discomfort, this frustration, it isn't a signal that you are failing. What if it's the very feeling of a new connection being formed, the physical evidence of change happening in real time?
So the real value then isn't in mastering the awkward task. It's not about learning to write perfectly with your other hand. The value seems to be in the awareness that comes from the effort itself. It's the simple act of noticing the machine, of actually feeling the gears of habit turn.
It suggests that there's a quiet power in introducing these small, deliberate points of friction into a life that otherwise just seeks ease. A single moment of awkwardness, a flash of frustration, that can be enough to break the spell of automaticity and return us to the present moment.
And it leaves you to wonder, perhaps all the resistance that we so instinctively avoid, maybe it isn't the obstacle to growth. Maybe it's the path itself.